News correspondent Lara Lion joins us live now for more updates on that development. How can the people identify mycotoxins in their food? How identifiable is this for someone who is watching TV right now?
Okay, this concern about mycotoxins is actually coming against the background of a food summit that was held here in Abuja, and the theme was on enhancing food security along the agricultural value chain through improved control of mycotoxins in food. Mycotoxins are fungi that grow on food. It could be transmitted from the soil to plant crops. It could also be transmitted to crops during harvesting, during storage, during transport, and even in homes. As to how people could identify mycotoxins in the home, quite a number of us are used to storing food items for long-term use in airtight containers, and a lot of times you see mold or fungi growing on those food items, having kept them for a long time. And what the scientists are saying is quite a number of us are used to scraping off the part of the food items that have this fungi growing on them, and we actually go ahead to cook that food and eat. They're saying that this results in food poisoning and could have long-term health implications for humans. It could actually lead to organ problems, like it could actually affect the liver and even the kidney. And there are quite a number of Nigerians die as a result of food poisoning. And if adequate research is done on what actually caused that particular food poisoning issue, we will discover that it was caused most likely by mycotoxins. So what scientists are saying is that when you buy food and you store in your households, you should ensure that you check on them periodically to see if you could find any kind of fungi growing on it. And if you find anything like that on your food items, you should please dispose of them and restock. One of the strains of the mycotoxin is the aflatoxin, and this particular strain can survive under severe heat. Even if you cook your food and it's infected with the mycotoxin called aflatoxin, you could still run the risk of having a health challenge as a result of food poisoning. And it also survives in extreme cold conditions. So even if that food item you've stored in your freezer is infected with the mycotoxin, the aflatoxin strain, which can be found mostly in maize and groundnuts, then you run the risk of being a victim of contaminated food.
It's all right, Lara. Let me just ask you this very quickly. Now we know that moldy food is as poisonous as they look, but what are the advocacies in the area of agricultural food chain such that mycotoxins can be etched out and then we can preserve the loss that we currently record?
What the food scientists are saying is that there should be a massive awareness campaign, that Nigerians should actually know that mycotoxins are actually even more dangerous than we think they are. Of course, the Nigerian government does a lot in terms of funding for agriculture, improved mechanization, fighting pests and diseases. But what plant scientists are saying is that mycotoxin is a growing concern in the agricultural sector, that if the country could be losing up to 1 billion naira per annum from infections caused by mycotoxins, then this issue is more serious than we think. That if the country could have advocacy campaigns on hand washing and other hygiene methods, that issues of mycotoxin should be taken more seriously. Farmers should be educated on safe practices when planting to avoid mycotoxins growing on their farm produces. And even during the period of transport to the wholesalers and retailers of foodstuffs in the markets, they should be advised on best practices that would avoid the growth of such fungi on food. And they actually advocate that there should be improved mechanization where it comes to drying of food items after they have been harvested to avoid fungi like mycotoxins growing on food crops.
So we now have to be on the lookout for mycotoxins the next time we enter the kitchen or we're storing our foods. Thank you for talking to us tonight, Lara Lion.